Hi, good morning and welcome to a cold Peak District. It's the 9th of April. A month today I'll be stepping off on the coast to coast, so I'm back out here for 2 days. Next 2 days we'll be walking around Ladybower Reservoir, trying to do about 35-40 mile. Not feeling too well though, it's a problem. About 80% of me is good to go, but I've got a book I can't get rid of, but hopefully this fresh air is sorted out. So I'm about a mile away from the reservoir. Behind me there, if you can just see, right in the distance you see the main road. I've parked my car up in a lay-by, so hopefully that'll be alright for 2 days. And the plan is just to meander around the eastern side of the reservoir, get up to the northern side, find somewhere to pitch tonight. Fun fact for this reservoir, it was actually used by the dam busters in trade in 1943, so it'll be interesting to see what it's like when I get over the hill, which is behind me now, following this track all the way over that mountain, and then I should be able to start seeing the reservoir. Okay then, see you soon. Hi, welcome back. Yeah, I've been going about an hour now, about 3 miles in. Since I left the car, it's just been a steady climb for about an hour. If you look behind me, it's pretty featureless. The only feature I've come across so far are these rocks behind me, wheelstones. Basically, you're just following a track, like the yellow brick road, if you can see. And then it goes along that way, and behind me the dead ground, Ladybower Reservoir. So this is our Derwent edge on the eastern side. It's pretty windy and pretty cold if you stand still. I'm going to keep going along this track on the eastern side before I start dropping down and getting towards the reservoir. But it's been enjoyable so far. As I said, not feeling too well, so the steady climb was nice. It wasn't brutal, it was just steady to get up here. So about 1500 feet up at the moment, which ain't too bad. So it's been enjoyable if the weather holds off. Catch you later. Over the far distance there's Kinder Scout, where I've been a few times. Down the dead ground there's the reservoir. We'll just keep cracking on going north along the yellow brick road on the eastern side. As you can see, this Derwent edge is pretty featureless. Again, swinging round, following the path on the eastern edge of the high ground of the reservoir. It's about 11:15 now, about, done about 6.5 miles so far. I'm just beginning to drop off what I've been dropping off the last 20 minutes off Derwent edge. I'm starting to head down towards the reservoir, which you can see see behind me. Got a pretty sharp drop now to get to the bottom, and then we'll hit the road and we'll just see where we're going from there. But we're still going to keep pushing, hopefully get to the far northern edge. And over on the far side there, hopefully, is where I'm going to be sleeping tonight. So I've been lucky while I've been coming down the hill. But it's been lovely so far. Reminds me of the Falklands though, because this side, very, very barren. Just ghostland like you see behind me, with the odd rock feature. Not seeing many people about, two-tailed runners and a couple of other hikers going the opposite way. But it's been enjoyable so far. Now I'm out the wind, I can feel the warmth of the sun, so it's nice. Yeah, I'm just heading down now. There's a white van down there, and while I've brought stuff for my lunch, I'm hoping that's a van of death. That'll be a bit of a profit if it is. So that's the way I'm heading anyway. There's a little dam to the right, and I should be able to cross and go and see what that van is. Anyway, if it's not a van of death, I'll be stopping for lunch down there anyway. But absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Just imagine the planes coming in, dam buster training. I've now dropped down onto the edge of the reservoir, which is over to my left. If you ever fancy coming this place, you see the track I'm walking along. This goes all the way around the reservoir, all the way around, hard standing, great for bikes, people behind me on bikes, great for wheelchairs. If you don't fancy going up onto the high ground, still a lovely walk. And now I'm down by the reservoir edge. It's not so barren, walking through forests, quite nice. But I think there's a cafe over the other side, but I can't get to it. Anyway, we'll just keep going. Cheers. Yeah. Still continue along this track. This is Derwen, or Upholland Reservoir now, and then you've got Upper Derwen, I think it is, in Ladybower. So there's absolutely 3 reservoirs, absolutely massive. You don't appreciate how big the dams are till you're stood next to them. I'm changing my route. I've dropped down 1,000 feet from where I was on Derwen Ridge, and it's now nice and warm. Gloves are off, getting a sweat on, so it's absolutely pleasant down here now. And I don't fancy climbing another 1,000 feet back up just to move around the reservoir. So I'm going to stick on this track and just enjoy the stroll, enjoy the sun, and enjoy being next to water. On the other side of the reservoir, I'm not sure if you can see over there somewhere, some nice woods which I was going to be going through tomorrow. So I might end up there tonight and see if I can pitch up somewhere alongside the shore, which would be quite pleasant, instead of where I normally am, stuck in a hill in the middle of nowhere. So we'll see. I'm just going to take a nice gentle stroll now. It's only just coming up to 12 o'clock, so I've been going 3.5 hours, done about 8 miles, which ain't bad. I just don't see the point of climbing another 1,000 feet to get to the same point where I can just achieve it along this nice, gentle, lovely, hard standing track. So that's the plan. See you later. It's about 1 o'clock now. I'm just literally getting to the top. You can see down there, low ground down there, right at the top of the northern reservoir now. So I'm just following this track again until it swings onto the other side, which we're doing about 1 kilometre up here. Couldn't get the other side to that cafe, so I stopped and had my lunch. And we're just cracking on now. Left ankle's killing me though. actually I put some tape on it, physio tape. Not sure what I've done to it. It's been quite reasonable ground this whole walk. So man, I can't remember doing anything to it. It's been over 10 times worse terrain without a peep. Just shows you. Nothing I can do about it really though. I said I've strapped it up with some tape because I've still got to get all the way back to the other end anyway, so it's not as if we can do anything. This track goes on quite a bit now into the valley before it crosses over the stream. Get on the other side. Nice weather now from compared to this morning in the sunshine. About 12 miles in. I'm glad I stayed on this track now. Last couple of miles. Pointless regaining 1,000 feet just to come back down again, just to go back up again for the sake of it. Economy of effort. See you in a bit. Yeah, we're walking on the western bank now, and then back the way. Just want to show you this lovely wood to our left. Absolutely picturesque. Good place. Really is. A lot more to see on this side. A lot better. That's a lovely wood, that. Nice place to camp. It's about 1:45 now. For those of you who want to visit this place, you don't fancy doing all the walking, on the western side, the public road which cars can come up and down, and just behind me, well behind me, about 500 metres is a car park. And there's like a little beach there, a lot of families there with the kids paddling. So if you don't fancy going on the other side, where you've got to walk or bike, you can drive this way. And again, you've got the lovely little wood still, and you're right on the banks of the shore on this side, so it's lovely. It's about 2:30. Hope you guys got the sun in my eyes. I'm right on the western bank now, really, of the reservoir. I'm not going to leave it and start heading up. If you can see, just if I can get the point right, up that way. Anyway, up onto the high ground, up on the western side. So about another 1,000 feet to climb. Get right up there, see if I can find somewhere later on to pitch for the night. All around the reservoir it says no camping, no fires, so you've got to respect that. Would have been a lovely spot just to park up here, but behind me, there you can see there's cars and everything where people come for picnics, so can't really start pitching up. Respect the countryside. So I'm going to start hitting high ground again now, which will be alright for my feet. I've been plodding quite a few miles around this reservoir now. It's been lovely, but let's get back out to it. Well, I've come up from the reservoir, pretty sharp climb that, gained about 1,200 feet straight away, and I'm straight back into the absolute wilderness. Absolutely nothing about. Follow this track for about 500 metres, then I'm heading that way, and that'll be on a compass bearing, because the track ends at the top of this hill. You can see in the far distance, over there is where it started, all the way along that ridge line, all the way along, then came down, all the way around the reservoir, ended up here. So we're going to keep going for a couple hours. That should get us to about the 22 mile point. So we're going to be heading that way along the skyline, be on a compass bearing, and hopefully amongst all that lot find somewhere decent to pitch the tent. Right, finished the top of that climb now. Got to a place called the Tower, which is just below me. Massive drop, absolutely stunning views, absolutely beautiful. It's about 3:30. I'm going to keep pushing about 6, half 6 and see how far I get. So we'll keep going. But sun's out. It's nice to see a view for once. Over there is obviously Kinder Scoutway and Edale. So it's back to old stomping ground. I'm going to follow now. Compass bearing behind me. I'll head that way. Quite amazing really, but right over in the distance, I've zoomed right as far as the camera will let me. You might be able to see on the high ground a little white dot. It's gonna go daft now with my finger. Let's have a look anyway. Just there, if it comes back in, that's the trig point I went past early this morning. But because it's quite high up and on top of that feature and it's white, you can still see it. And God knows how far away I am on the other side of the valley. Good evening. Just come up to 5 o'clock now. It's done about 21 mile, 1.5 mile. I was on the track behind me, and I've now just come off and I've got the old tent up. That's bed for the night. Not much of a view tonight, but trying to get out the wind using the forest or the wood behind me. A bit of a struggle at the moment. I'm only carrying 1.2 litres of water because I'm carrying 600mm smart bottles. One, because they fit on my filtration kit, and two, I've tried to make everything precise, like my brews 400mm, my food's 200mm, but I think I might have to up it to the 800mm bottles and just carry that bit more weight. I've only got 600mm left. Because I filled up down at Resevoir before I came back up to the high ground, but I've just smashed the litre because it got pretty warm. However, behind me that way, according to the map, about 600-700 metres, there's a spring. So I'm going to venture and see if I can find it and fill up my other water bottle for tonight. Still plenty of time. It's only 5 o'clock. Won't take more than an hour to get there and back. Not a soul here, middle of nowhere. So hopefully I'll get some more water. See you in a bit. So there you go, middle of nowhere. Nice little fast running stream. Managed to filter using my Sawyer, and you can't say pretty clear, very clear in fact. Using just the old squeeze filtration system. So I've got water for tonight now. Last view of the reservoir before I go back to the tent. Good evening, that's day one of this training session complete. It's gone up to 5 to 6. Tent's up, got water, boots and socks are off, flip flops are on, night clothes are on. Just get ready now to put some dinner on. Hopefully I might be able to get a signal. I've got a signal here I think, so hopefully I might be able to watch Man U Barcelona later, or at least have it on the radio. Not much of a view. I'm in a bit of dead ground, but I'm out the wind. But it'll still be nice to watch the old sun go down. But I'm really out the way here. Good day, 22 and a half, 23 mile. Really enjoyed it. Their ankles are hurting a bit. I don't know what's happened to them. I think it's just one of them things. I think they just numbed out towards the end of the day as well. So should be alright with flip-flops on for a bit anyway. So see you in a bit. Just listen to football now. Done my stretching for the night, trying to stretch off the body. Watch the sunset go down. Obviously I'm in a bit of dead ground here, so it was a quick sunset for me. And again, it looks pretty bright. It's getting pretty dark and the temperature has really dropped. But hopefully we should have a clear night. Plan to get up in the morning and then we'll take it from there. So there's my little bed. All alone, except for some random sheep who's stuck. Bless him, in this field behind me. Keeps going up and that way. I can't find a way to help him. He seems quite happy enough though. So cheers for all the comments today and likes. When my phone got a signal, they all drop in. Really helps with motivation. Trying to do this alone, solo, obviously you've only got your own thoughts. And it also means when you're sending pictures or putting pictures or videos, you're actually talking to yourself. So I really appreciate it, thank you. This time next month, hopefully, I'll have achieved first day of the coast to coast. Night night everyone, thank you. Good morning, about 7:15 on day 2 of my little trek around the Ladybower Reservoir and newer reservoirs. Very cold last night, absolutely freezing. I was warm in the tent but woke up with an outer coating of ice all over the tent. So I've just spent the last half hour trying to de-scrape the ice so I'm not humping all that around. So having a brew and some breakfast now and then we'll push on. Right ankle still giving me a bit of jip. I think it's just one of them things, just got to suck it up. And then I'll see you later on. Thank you. Good start to the day. Just dropped off the field. I stayed in last night and I plan to go through these woods, but the National Forest Trust have been out put it all out of bounds, so just follow this field down now. Some sort of track here, well, the people have used, and get to the bottom in the valley and we'll readjust and take it from there. Trying something different today. The bag I'm carrying is called an anti-gravity bag. Now while in the military I was always taught, when we practiced, carry all your heavy items as high up as your back as you can, let your shoulders take the weight. But last night was that frosty. It took a good half hour to scrape ice off the tent, but it's still obviously damp. So what I don't want, and I was carrying the tent in its own dry sack, all my kit's in its individual dry sacks anyway. In the main compartment, a 2-compartment bag at the top, because that's what I've always done, whether it's an anti-gravity bag or not. So what I've done, I've put the tent again in its own dry sack in the bottom of the bag, because this bag's designed so the hips takes the weight, hence the anti-gravity. So that's what I've done. And I can feel the weight really around my hips, which it's not uncomfortable, but I can't feel nothing on my shoulders, and I guess that's how this bag's meant to designed to be used. So we'll give this a go today, but I think I might have to do this way anyway, because the tent's going to get wet. It's going to have to get carried on the coast to coast while wet, in its own sack anyway. So that's it. So we're just going to keep pushing down. There's a gate down here. Got to readjust from here. get myself back on my route, or do a little detour and get back on the route. But the sun's out, still very, very chilly, still glove weather, but it's pleasant. See you later. I tell you, life is tough sometimes, but when you're feeling low, if you can, just come to somewhere like this, sit quietly and just listen to nature. It's amazing. It's like the forest is coming alive and waking up. Can't really see on the camera, but little birds flying around everywhere. Lovely. Welcome back. Yeah, we've dropped off through that wood. It was about 1.5 km. Nice steady track. Brings me all the way down to the main road and back to Ladybower Reservoir again. You can see the high ground up there. That's where we really started yesterday. Well, over there, but we went all the way along there. So I'm trying to think what to do now. I don't fancy just walking down this A road for a couple of miles, so I might venture this way. I think I can get across the reservoir. I think I can anyway, and see what's in the little village Derwent on the other side. I'm not into walking on A roads, a bit boring. But it's an easier day today. We're not on the high ground, we're in the low ground now. A few hills to do hopefully later, but it's nice being back on low ground. Gotta love little victories. As I said, I was just pushing up trying to find this crossing. I think it's behind me. The reservoir, the forest kind of goes round, so I think it's a natural barrier. I'm not too sure. When you come to the car park, little win, little cafe, order sausage and bacon butty, cup of coffee, refill my water, so it's good to go again. On to eating. Love little wins. Yeah, I just left that nice little nature reserve now. If you ever want to go there, it's called Fairblowers or something, on the west side of Ladybower Reservoir. Now walking just past Derwent Dam. And I don't think the camera does it justice. Makes you wonder how they build these things. But absolutely lovely. I just took a picture of a sign. Obviously up there is the village of Derwent behind me, but in that little inlet there is the watery grave of Derwent village. 100 years ago, 150 years ago, there was a village there. Now it's underwater. Hard to see why. And then you see random things. I can't get the pointer right. Random things like, well, you can see anyway, that gate, obviously, which led to summit down there. Interesting. Things you learn. Right, this will be the last video of the day. I'm about 2 miles short of the lay-by where my car is. If it's still there, that is. After leaving it there. I had to cut today short. Got stuff to do this afternoon I wasn't expecting to do. So I've only done about 10 miles by the time I finished, but that's still brilliant. Yesterday's efforts were brilliant, so I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed walking around the this water. It's been great. Absolutely lovely. And the place goes on for miles up that way. So I'm just following this track now, which according to the map will lead me back onto the track where I started yesterday, a place called Cutthroat Bridge. And hopefully then my car's still on 4 wheels, if they're at all in the lay-by. I don't think I'll be going to get out with a tent before I do the coast to coast. 48 or 28 days time, I should be just entering into the Lake District, all being well. So next week is at work, so it'll just be low level jogging, keeping the legs moving, and a bit of walking the following week, again just to keep the legs going. A couple of things I've learned, I might as well keep walking. A couple of things I've learned anyway is tried this morning putting the tent that was wet with ice in the bottom compartment of the bag, and using the anti-gravity system that this bag's got has worked absolutely fine. So I'll be adopting that. And then yesterday, after trying to get water, I'm carrying at the moment 1.2 litre. I'm going to upgrade that to 800 millilitre bottles, so hopefully I can carry about 1600 millimeters with me. I said everything with this weight I'm trying to work down to the last pound, and I've got to carry an extra pound. I need to be able to justify it to myself. So again, it's been a nice couple of days bouncing around Ladybower Reservoir and their other sister reservoirs. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you soon. Most importantly, everyone, be safe.